Hi, everybody. I'm reading chapter 13 of Here Where the Sunbeams Are Green, and we left off where Kyle, Rue, and Madeline saw their dad in the jungle, fell in a pit. He rescued them and made them promise that they'd leave right away. Chapter 13. When we step into the concrete courtyard of the Selva Lodge, it seems absolutely amazing to me that there are normal people here in the normal world. Kids splashing in the pool and adults drinking colorful drinks with the miniature umbrellas. But we don't stick around to enjoy the vacation-y feeling. We scoot across the courtyard to our room, rushing to get there before anyone notices that we're covered in jungle slime. Rue has green and black smears of mud up and down her legs and a smudge across her forehead, and Kyle and I aren't much better. Do we just call over to La Lava and ask for Mom? I say to Rue and Kyle once I've locked the door behind us. No matter what those two think, I'm going to take Dad's instructions seriously. I know she wrote the number down somewhere. Rue giggles and plunks down on her bed. Kyle stares at me. Is she serious? He asks Rue, leaning back against the wall. Yeah, Rue says. We promised Dad we'd find Mom right away, I say. I promised. See, sorry guys. I promised we'd be out of the country by tonight. And I don't even care if Kyle hates me. I just want to do what Dad told us to do. Yeah, Rue says, but you were just saying that so he'd help us get out of the pit. I was not, I protest furious. Rue knows I'm never dishonest like that. Yes, you were, Rue replies. No, I wasn't, I say, realizing with a sinking feeling that there's no way Rue and Kyle are going to follow my lead. Madeline, Kyle says. It feels strange and somehow special to hear Kyle using my full name. Sit down, he orders, and suddenly exhausted, I join Rue on the lower bunk. Of course what you and your dad asked you to do makes sense. He's worried about protecting you, but there are other lives to worry about too. Oh yeah? I say. Last I checked, you hadn't received any freaky threats from anyone. Not me, Kyle says. At least probably not. But a species is in danger, and your dad is in danger. See? Rue yells in my ear. We have to do something. She raises her hands high above her head and shakes them with every word. Well, I'm sorry, I can't really worry about birds, even almost extinct birds, over my sister and my mom and myself. But Dad, if Dad is in danger, how do you know if Dad's in danger? I asked. Through the second the words leave my mouth, I realize it's a dumb question. Kyle doesn't reply and Rue rolls her eyes. Okay, I say, okay. So La Lava is dangerous and Dad is in danger and we have no idea how long they'll keep him here or what they might do to him. Okay, so we can't abandon him. But what can we do? Rue and Kyle look at each other. There is only one way to get the attention of an evil corporation, Kyle says, and I think he's trying to sound like a voiceover in a movie preview. We must publicly out La Lava. We have to prove that while La Lava has been claiming to be the world's greenest spa, it has in fact been hunting the world's rarest bird. Rue nods along, her eyes glowing. Okay, I say very slowly, and we'll do this how? At the Gold Circle Investors Gala, of course, Rue announces. The gala. Man, I've been so distracted by everything else that I'd sort of forgotten about the gala. We just have to capture it, bring it to the gala, and prove to everyone that it's not extinct, and explain that they've been using its bones for their make-your-face young creams, thus revealing to the world that La Lava has been keeping the bird guy hostage for his tracking skills by threatening his family. Kyle says, his usual calm, cool face now intense with urgency. Wow, I think he's even using the word thus. At which point La Lava will be forced by the international community to release your father and stop hunting the birds. The international community, I parrot somewhat rudely, but I can't help it. I'm nervous. I mean, sure, it all sounds great, but it also sounds impossible. Yep, Rue answers for him. And we're going to get this bird where? I ask, annoyed by her perkiness. She acts like it's the easiest thing in the world to locate a bird that's practically extinct. No prob, Rue chirps. I really want to tell Rue to shut up, but in honor of Dad instead, I go, so Ruby Flynn Wade, you're telling me you want to capture her? a pretty much impossible to find bird, and smuggle it into La Lava's gala. Thus, take that, Kyle, saving not only ourselves and our parents, but the entire species as well? That's right, Rue beams at me, reclining on her pillow. Actually, I inform her, that's impossible and insane. Kyle crouches down in front of us and puts his hand on my knee. Maybe as a comforting gesture, or maybe just for balance. But before he can say whatever he's about to say, La Lluvia begins with its enormous whoosh and thump, as though responding to me. Agreeing or disagreeing, who knows? It's not impossible, Kyle shouts over the racket of the rain. Hard, yes, but not impossible. Together, Rue and I can't track better than the bird guy. Together, Rue and I can track better than the bird guy. Okay, thanks so much. Good for you, Mr. Egotistical, I think. Kyle reaches into his back pocket and pulls something out, a beat-up Polaroid. He holds it up in front of us. Ooh, Rue gasps loudly, and I gasp too. The bird gleams and shimmers there on the vine, bright golden feathers on its neck and chest, a glowing blue coat, a long black tail of feathers with a bluish glint, a short red beak. It looks like it could spread its wings and take flight straight out of the photograph. Spectacular is the word Mom would use, or maybe nowadays, inspirational. Where did you get this? I yell at Kyle. I took it in June, he shouts back. All we have to do is find one just like this. Look how close it let me get to it. All we have to do, I mutter cynically under my breath, but of course nobody can hear me with the sound of La Lluvia filling our ears. I keep staring at Kyle's photograph. Feathers as blue as dusk. Throat. It says throat. As golden as lava. Somehow I'd forgotten until this very second, but now it comes rushing back at me. Anyone who tries to capture the volcano bird will be driven insane. Probably. Maybe just an old witch's tale, but I still have this urge to ask Kyle, what about the curse? On top of every other problem with this whole plan, what about the curse? Anyone who tries to capture the volcano bird will be driven insane, I say out loud, though neither of them is paying attention to me, because now Rue is screeching at the top of her lungs over the noise of La Lluvia. Let the mission begin! Let the mission begin! Then again, maybe Rue is already insane. The mission, I repeat weakly to myself, but only if you're trying to harm the bird. That's the other part. The part my abuela didn't mention, Kyle says, coming close to my ear so he doesn't have to scream. Anyone who tries to capture the volcano bird will be driven insane, but only if they're trying to harm the bird. So he was paying attention to me, and his breath smells like the jungle. Really? I say, surprised and relieved, and wondering if this is why Dad didn't actually go crazy, because he didn't want to harm the bird. Only La Lava did. Kyle hands me the photograph. We have to do this, Rook shrieks at me. It's in our blood. In our blood? I get an image of a flock of miniature birds flying through my veins. In our blood, I echo, gazing at the lava throat. And right then, before I've even finished saying blood, something happens inside me. Something changes. Something clicks, and suddenly, I'm not doubtful anymore. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I know somehow, coming from seeing the photo of the bird, it's somehow coming from seeing the photo of the bird. I feel strong, like Kyle and Rue. The strength rushes through me, pounding in my head and feet. Yes, we have our mission. Dad always said everyone needs a mission in life, and he's right. It's good to know what you need to do and then go and do it. And yes, I'll admit it. I've always dreamed of being the heroine of a story like this one. It's me who opens the door of our room, me who runs out into the La Lluvia, while Rue and Kyle hang back, watching. Doesn't this seem like the kind of thing Rue would love to do, that I'd never be wild enough to do? But here I am, letting La Lluvia wash over me. I gesture to them, try to get them to join me, And after pointing at me and laughing for a moment, they do. They come and join me, my two best friends in the whole wide world. Yes, I'm not embarrassed to say it, and we're all three prancing around, getting blasted by the rain, feeling very clean and very hopeful, enjoying it like a ride at an amusement park when it stops, just like that. La Lluvia has transformed the concrete courtyard into a shallow pool, and the swimming pool itself is overflowing with water. We wade around the courtyard while the sun comes out brilliant again, making the jungle sparkle and wink. Then I notice lots of little rainbows popping up from the tops of the palm trees, and all these orange flowers by the gate open their petals and blossom right before our eyes. Everything looks totally magical, and I wonder why I never noticed until now how amazing the moments after La Lluvia are. Even Kyle gets this silly smile on his face. Rue skips around, splashing through the courtyard to pick one of the big orange flowers and shove it behind her ear. "Ooh, pretty," Rue yells. Then, "Hola, señora," she cries across the courtyard, and I turn to see the witch standing in the kitchen doorway, staring at us from behind her black lace veil. I'm so filled with excitement that the veil doesn't even creep me out right now. "Es muy bonito después de la lluvia, ¿verdad?" Rue calls to Senora 5, or Senora V, and I'm going, seriously, where in the heck did she learn all that Spanish? I look over to Kyle to ask him what Rue said, and when he taught her that, and why didn't he teach me? But he's standing there looking at me, and I forget what I was going to say. "You believe we can do this?" he says. I'm not sure whether it's a question or a statement. "I do," I say, believing it completely at this particular radiant moment, the image of La Throat still vivid in my mind. And then I get this funny little feeling, remembering that "I do" is exactly what people say at weddings. By the time I look back over to where Rue is prancing around in front of the witch, the orange flower already looks wilty, like a dirty dish rag flopping over her head. That night at dinner, Mom tells us that Kyle and Senora Villalobos will be sharing our table at the Gold Circle Investors Gala on Saturday. Patricia Chevalier asked Mom where we'd like to be seated, and Mom thought it would be more fun to be with the people we know, even though otherwise we might have lucked out and been seated with the actual famous people. I shoot Rue and, "Oh my gosh, are we really going to try and mess up the Golden Circle Investors Gala" glance, but she's so good at keeping secrets that she doesn't react at all. Not even to sneak a look back at me. "Oh, yay," Rue says. "Everyone together. I can't wait to have a fancy dinner with Dad plus all of us." "Daddy," Mom says with a gigantic smile, "will not be sitting with us. He has other obligations at the gala." "What?" Rue pouts. "That's dumb." Mom just shrugs gently, and I have to say I'm pretty freaked out by the gigantic smile on her face. It's a huge blank smile, a yoga smile. Her eyes seem focused inward, like she's radiating all that empty bliss outward with her mouth, but not with her mind. Plus, it's weird to hear her refer to Dad as Daddy. She never does that. She'll say Dad, or your father, or James, or Jimbo, or my beloved bird brain, but never Daddy, which is too babyish, she always said. And why does she have to smile like that when delivering the bummer news that we don't get to sit with Dad? A cold, clamping sensation seizes my stomach. Am I just paranoid from all the crazy stuff that's been going on lately? Or is Mom truly under some kind of yoga enchantment that's totally draining her brain? Anyway, I do a little experiment. I inform Mom that Rue and I are going back into the jungle before dawn tomorrow because we had such a great time watching the sunrise with Kyle this morning. If Mom were her normal self, she'd ask us a bunch of questions about that. What was it like? And what animals did we see? And do we really have to wake up before dawn again? And aren't we tired? But instead, she just nods and says, "Lovely, lovely." Surprisingly enough, it's Ken/Neff who distracts me from Mom's freakiness by asking how her Spanish is coming and clapping when Rue, and then even I, say a few little things in Spanish. The truth is, Ken/Neff is nice. I never said Ken/Neth wasn't nice. Maybe he's an amazing actor, and it's a big show that he's putting on. I try once again to be scared of him. Really, I do. I try to imagine that he's dangerous. I remind myself that he could very well be a spy from La Lava. I make an effort to feel creeped out by his stupid, innocent seeming jokes, but it's just so obvious to me that he's a genuine goofball who doesn't know anything about anything. And frankly, right now, it's kind of comforting to have an adult around who actually who's actually paying attention to us and asking us questions and at least trying to make us laugh, while Mom, on the other hand, just keeps making occasional meaningless comments about relaxation and dumbation, saying things like, I did downward dog for 5 minutes today. Do you understand how hard that is? And inside I'm going, no, I have no idea how hard that is, nor do I ever want to know. As we're strolling across the concrete courtyard back to our rooms after dinner, the night all velvety except for the fluorescent pink self-dish sign, Ken/Neth stops us. Ruby, Madeline, Sylvia, he says, turning to face us. Yeah, Rue says. I just want you to know that you are 3 of the strongest, most amazing women I've ever come across. He says it with this super sincere, intense way. You've been through so much this year, and you are all so strong and amazing. You amaze me. Thanks, we all sort of whisper. I feel myself blushing in darkness, and at the same time I wonder why he can't seem to think of any other words besides strong and amazing. Then he starts walking again, and we start walking again. Sorry if that was weird, he says, more to Mom than to us, but I really mean it. You guys are just amazing. Thanks, Mom says, for those uplifting words, Ken. We appreciate it. He did mean it. I know he did, and you know what? He's totally right. It's about time someone came out and said that to us. What's that? Mom says a little later when she comes to tuck in Rue. Nothing, Rue says, shoving the glowing golden feather under her pillow. She's been lying in her bunk, holding the feather up to the light and squinting at it in preparation for the big search tomorrow. Seriously, what is it? Mom says. She walks over and reaches under a pillow. No, no, no. Rue practically screeches, but the feather is already in Mom's hand. Relax, Mom says. She suddenly sounds like her old self, smart, determined, and concerned about us. And I'm flooded with relief. Where'd you get this? I don't know, in the jungle, Rue says. Where did she get it, Mad? Mom says, her voice very stern. I shrug indifferently as though I don't know a thing about it. In the jungle, I guess. Mom stares at me for a few more seconds, but I keep my eyes flat and secret. Man, I'm doing such a good job. Usually I can't hide anything from Mom. Usually I just start telling her everything. I guess I've been learning from Kyle and Rue. Mom gazes at the soft, shimmering feather for a moment, and then the enormous yoga smile spreads across her face again. Well, she says okay, and I'm immediately disappointed that she gave up so easily. If she weren't all spacey now, she'd never let this kind of thing go. She has to know, or at least part of her has to know, that she's holding a lava throat feather. She loves Dad, and Dad loves birds, and Dad taught her a lot about birds over the years. If only she hadn't been yogified, then she'd keep asking questions until we'd have to tell her what's been going on. Part of me wishes she would ask and ask and ask, and then once she knew everything, she could tell us exactly what to do. She bends down and crawls into bed beside Rue, handing the feather back to her. Well, it's a very beautiful feather, Rue, she says brightly. I know, Rue says, clutching the feather. Hey, bedtime story, please? But Mom's bedtime stories just make me miss Dad's bedtime stories. Dad's are always long and complicated and wonderful. In comparison, Mom's are pretty much disappointing. Dad can make up wild adventures and fairy tales, while Mom can only tell stories from real life. I tune out the story Mom tells Rue about her first trip to Latin America when she was 17, and instead try to write a poem, but I'm having trouble writing anything tonight. It's almost like there's too much to put into a single poem. The color of the mud in the jungle, the way it felt to be walking there in the early morning, dark, the glowing mushrooms, seeing Dad, I keep having trouble, so what I end up doing is drawing the volcano in my journal, the perfect shape, with a whisk of smoke coming out of the top. Finally, Mom leaves, and for maybe the first time ever since the weirdness, I don't feel a ping of sadness as she closes the door behind her. Okay, I'm wondering what's going to happen in chapter 14. It's going to be exciting. They're heading out to the jungle. Okay, I'll record that and post it as well on the next video. Bye.